Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Azhar Aulia Yahya, name 230603110006 from Chemistry A class and group name. Here I will present about the development of Islam in Africa. Okay. The development of Islam in Africa. Discussion. This number 1. History of Islamic caliphation in Africa. Number 2. Definition of Islamic caliphation in Africa. And number 3. Conclusion. Story. The development of Islam in Africa has started since the Caliph Umar bin Khattab, who sent Amr bin As to control Egypt, which was the systemical continued by the dynasty that ruled later. The spread of Islam by several Muslim rulers has made Arabic the official language used by Muslim community in various regions. Especially in Africa, the influence was not only on the language aspect but on communication in general. Historical depth in Africa with several aspects of progress, both in the field of government administration, science, architecture, historical building, the pattern of relation between the rulers and the community. Its historical evidence that Islam is rahmatan lil alamin. Only a development, stable, and prosperous government is able to build magnificent buildings with high architecture. Definition. Africa is a region known for its tribal and violent social, but Islam was well recognized. Islamization in sub-Saharan Africa is an interesting phenomenon when compared to the spread of Islam outside the African region, which is full of political nuance. Islamization in Africa has started since the time of the Prophet Muhammad (PBUH) when he migrated to Habasha. The journey of Islamization to Africa started from the North African route and then entered the sub-Saharan African region, with Uqba ibn Nafi' its central figure. Islamization to sub-Saharan Africa used three paths, namely through military expansion, dakwah flows, and trade routes. There are similarities between sub-Saharan Islamization and Islamization in Nusantara, namely through dakwah and trade. Now, countries in sub-Saharan Africa are progressing in all fields, and the majority of the population is Muslim. This progress is thanks to the service of its Muslim figures from the dynasty. Among them are the Idrisiyah dynasty, Rustamiyah dynasty, Aghlabiyah dynasty, Murabbitun dynasty, Al-Muwahhidun dynasty, and Fatimiyah dynasty. In the 11th and 12th century, the economy in Tunisia declined foreigners as nomadic migrants from Arabic and Eggy infiltrated North Africa. Gairowan and several other cities which had been established through a series of Arab conquests were quickly destroyed. Tunisia's economic decline was the result of several factors, including the Arab invasion, the internal fragility of the local regime, and Europe's attack on several coastal towns and the shift of Sahara economic activity to other dirt routes. But even then, the destruction was total. Some coastal areas survived. Agricultural flourished in monasteries. Then, in the mid-8th century, Berber Khariji sultanates were established in the Tlemcen, Tahrir, Sijil Masa, or Morocco. The Abbadiyya Khariji Kingdom of Tahrir was founded by Abdurrahman ibn Rustam. The Imam was chosen from among the nobility and lived an ascetic life in the interpreting the law, praying gesture, and in leading his soldier on the battlefield. In the then country, several Khariji dynasties were replaced by the Berber Sultan of Junad, which was originally a tribal power. North African trade flows with Sudan, controlled by Hayrawan and several Berber kingdoms, went from Hayrawan to Gurgala and Tripoli to Fezzan and via Jari to Nigeria. Sijil Masa was on good terms with Sudan and established trade with Tahrir, Tlemcen, and also Fezzan. The main product on the Sudan's trade route were salt and gold. The occurrence of power struggle among Muslims does not mean that Islam is considered a religion that was established and developed with birth or sword, because this assumption is an assumption that is not objective. This condition is influenced by the legacy of the social-political conditions that developed at that time, because North Africa was once under Roman rule, and also the influence of colonial imperialism in inter-ethnic disputes cannot be ruled out as the cause of this assumption. Education in Africa began long before, namely during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, with some of his company when he migrated to Habshi. The long journey of Islamification to Africa through North Africa was carried out by Muslims against the local population. After that, Islamification in sub-Saharan Africa was carried out with the figure of Uqba ibn Nafi'. Islamification in sub-Saharan Africa using three paths, namely through military expansion, through the Da'wah pen, and through the trade routes. Thus, it can be said that Islamification in sub-Saharan Africa is through expansive, preaching, and trade routes. Uhaba ibn Nafi is the most meritorious figure in the history of Islamization in Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, countries in Sub-Saharan Africa have a majority Muslim population. He was instrumental in penetrating the Sahara Desert, including part of Sudan. He also managed to open the road to the Goths. As the first Ifriqiya guardian, Uhaba had penetrated the region even as far as Gawar and some Negro area. And in the second period, during Yazid ibn Muawiyah, he extended his domain as far as Morocco. Conclusion: the struggle for power among Muslims does not mean that Islam is a religion that was established and developed by birth or sword, because this assumption is not objective. This condition was influenced by the legality of the social-political condition that developed at the time, because North Africa was once under Roman rule, and also the influence of colonial imperialism and inter-ethnic disputes cannot be ruled out as the cause of this assumption. Islamization in Africa began long before that, namely at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, with some of his company when he migrated to Habshi. The long journey of Islamization to Africa through North Africa was carried out by Muslims against the local population. After that, Islamization in Sub-Saharan Africa was carried out with the figure of Uhaba ibn Nafi. Islamization in Sub-Saharan Africa used three paths, namely through military expansion, through preaching, and through trade. Thus, it can be said that Islamization in Sub-Sahara is through expansive preaching and trade routes. Is caption. History was as not to repeat the mistake of the past and the later lesson to build the present. It wants us to take the positive aspect of the past and try to avoid its negative aspect in order to achieve a better and brighter future. By Yusri Abdul Ghani Abdullah. It is literature by Medina, Jurnal Studi Islam, Labidus M. Ira, Sejarah Sosial Umat Islam, and by Dirasat, Jurnal Studi Islam and Peradaban. Okay, thank you very much from me. Akhirul kalam, wassalamualaikum